For the governor, for Mr. Cohn, why Rhode Island? I mean, it sounds like this is a program you guys are trying out, this statewide program. I know you've got it in different cities and abroad, but this is the first time it's going to be over an entire state. Obviously, Rhode Island has been in the news for kind of having a sluggish economy. Why try it out here versus a state that might, seem like a place where the economy is already up and running?
So look, in many respects, historically, we've partnered with community colleges. We are partnering with a great community college here. Community college here is relatively growing. In other states, our community colleges have been more focused on a city or a region of the state. So we've chosen to choose our academic partner and go where our academic partner is. In Rhode Island, it happened to work out. The size of the state, you're not the biggest state in the country, so the community college is a community college of the state. And then you take your dynamic governor here, who came to visit us in New York and asked us to get more involved in the state, asked us what we could do to help her with her mission and her cause, to help drive more employment and create more opportunity here in the state. And when we think of employment, we think of opportunity, we think of small businesses. And we coupled the fact that we have this very vibrant small business program with your very vibrant statewide community college, and we said, look, this is a really interesting opportunity for us to take something that's been sort of citywide and make it statewide. So, we think this is a next forefront or a next cutting edge for us in our program.
So our relatively small sizes work in our favor in your choice?
It definitely works in your favor, but it also, the dynamics of your community college here being statewide and your governor's support to do it statewide has also been very, very helpful.
Mr. Cohn, can you explain what's in it for Goldman Sachs? Why do you participate in this program with 10,000 small businesses facing your company?
Sure. So look, our company is concerned about economic growth and prosperity. And we talk about global GDP, and we talk about economic growth. And we've spent an enormous amount of time over decades talking about economies and how you grow economies and how you create prosperity. We know at the core of that this country is driven by small businesses. I am a product of small businesses. I grew up in a small business. My grandmother, who's still alive today, drove a family small business, and when I was growing up, that's all I really knew about. I didn't know about big corporations. I didn't know about the Goldman Sachses of the world. So when I thought about how you grow economies and how you develop jobs, you do it on a micro basis in small little regional compartments where you have sole proprietors create opportunities by having education and access to capital and a clever idea or a good idea and executing it well. And so when we think about creating economic growth in this country, we think about creating jobs, and we think about creating jobs in the biggest job creator in this country, which is small businesses. So this to us is all about economic growth and making the United States a more powerful, more robust, bigger economy.
Which benefits Goldman Sachs? Where do you guys cash in?
Of course it benefits all Americans. It benefits the world to have the United States be a stronger economy, be a more robust economy. It benefits the capital markets. It benefits capital formation. As small businesses become medium-sized businesses and become bigger-sized businesses, they tend to become clients of ours, and that is good for our shareholders. As we broaden our client base, it's in our shareholders' best interest.
So
how many of the companies that you've helped through the small businesses program have gone on to become your clients? You talk about helping more than 6,000 businesses. Are some of them now your clients?
Some of them will be clients. Some of them are clients. It depends in different parts of the business. I don't have exact numbers for you. But look, when you start with small businesses, we're talking about businesses with $100,000 of annual sales. We are really trying to get to the root cause of job creation. Think of it this way. I'll be very, very primitive. If you start with a business with 2 employees, and they go to 4, they've doubled their employment. If you start with a business with 10,000 employees, and they hire 2, you haven't changed their employment picture. You have to get them from 10,000 to 20,000. So if we can start with businesses with like my business here, you start with 30 employees, and get them to 40 and 50 and 60, you've doubled their employment. So we can double their employment, and double their job creation. We've had enormous impact. And that's really how you grow economies. The big corporations don't grow the economy. Small businesses grow the economy.
So
How many jobs have been created then? Can you talk about?
We have the data. We get you the data. We track the data on revenue growth and job creation.
So what's the connection with government? I mean, you're a private business, you want to grow economies. You got the senator here, the governor's here. You're going to run this through CCRI?
Yeah, yes.
But where else does the government interface with this program?
The government interfaces because, look, we're trying to do what's right for the community. We want their support. Yeah.
So first of all, it's working with the community college. The community, CCRI, Megan Hughes is here, is the flagship here, and the courses will be taught and the training will be done primarily, at CCRI, through CCRI, and also in partnership with RISD. But secondly, this program builds on the economic development program that we've already started. So for example, as part of our jobs package last year, we set in place a $5 million small business loan fund. Now this money comes in on top of that. So because of this public-private partnership, we've been able to take our $5 million and turn it into $15 million of investment for thousands of businesses in Rhode Island. So as I've always said, the way forward is when government works with the private sector to invest in Rhode Island's economic growth, and that's exactly what this program is. And it's a perfect complement to all the other jobs programs that we established last year in partnership with the General Assembly.
Gary, can you talk a little bit more about just the details of the 10 million? It's 5 for the capital, 5 for the class. Are you transferring 5 million out of the foundation to BDC and then they can give it all? Can you just walk us through that a little more?
Yes. So look, there's an educational component. When I talked about it through the community college here, we will be taking applications starting immediately for the program that will start in the fall. It'll be a fall program. It's a really rigorous program. I mean, if you're not willing to do the work, you probably don't want to apply to the program. I mean, it's sort of a condensed MBA program, with a Babson curriculum, real academic classes. So this is not a, hey, let's just go sign up for the program, it sounds interesting. You better be willing to work. And you better be willing to do a lot of work during the week. So you walk out of the classes with an enormous amount of homework. Like, you're going to have to create an income statement. You're going to have to create a balance sheet. You're going to have to create a marketing plan. And I just took you through 3 classes of the multiple sessions. So that's expensive. We have to bring in faculty. When we go through accounting, we have to bring in someone that knows accounting well. We could bring in a partner from a local accounting firm here to teach the accounting sections. So when you're being taught how to do an income statement, how to do a sources and uses statement, and how to do a net income statement, you're going to learn from someone who does it practically every day, and we're going to pay for that course to be taught. Then we're going to provide capital, which, by the way, we're starting to do now. So if you want to apply for the capital is not necessarily tied to going through the course. Any small business in Rhode Island can apply in for the capital now. The capital is available starting today. Our capital providers in the back of the room back there, BDC, and they're happy to take applications. And as they approve applications, we're going to fund those grant by grant. And look, we'd be very happy to have a good problem, is that there's so many great qualified applicants that the money gets drawn very quickly. That would leave us with a good dilemma. Do we want to invest more capital into Rhode Island?
Is that an option?
It's always an option, yes. We've gone back to other states and put more capital, other cities and put more capital. It's always an option. We are all about driving economic growth. We want to put our capital where we're going to get the best returns.
And there's team members from William here, so if people have more detailed programmatic questions, we can help you with those. And we have to wrap up, but I know we have a couple other speakers here. Did anyone have any questions for any of the other speakers before we wrap up? Does anyone need a last question?
Well, maybe just asking the shop owner about, what this would mean for your company.
Are you going to apply?
He automatically gets in, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that the challenge for a lot of small businesses is you're in a business that tends to be, specifically for me, about my passion for cycling, right? Getting all of you to experience that. It doesn't represent a business background, so we're kind of learning that process through mistakes and kind of teaching that lesson on our own, and sometimes they can be costly mistakes, and so for us, it's hard to teach the passion, but you can be taught how to be a better business person. So for me, that's the benefit of applying for the application and applying for the program is, and there's always opportunity for, a capital opportunity is very exciting for any small business because that's usually the holdback. You have to manage your time and manage your budget and your ability to invest in things because it's very sensitive for you to invest in what you've worked so hard for and have it flop, right? And have a mistake being made. So yeah, it's a very important piece for us as a small business. So.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah.